This is the War Brief Daily for May 16th, covering Iran and the wider Middle East theater. The ceasefire is collapsing. Iran is rebuilding faster than anticipated, and the diplomatic track has stalled on every front. Here are the four major developments we're tracking tonight. First, the U.S.-Iran operational pause is under maximum pressure following a breakdown in high-level diplomacy. Second, Iran has reconstituted access to roughly 90% of its underground missile infrastructure, the primary target of the February strike campaign. Third, a dual naval blockade now exists in the Hormuz theater, simultaneously choking both sides. And fourth, the Lebanon front is at high operational tempo, while the Houthi ceasefire in Yemen is showing serious cracks. First, the ceasefire. This is confirmed. The operational pause in effect since approximately April 8th is now described by multiple credible analysts and regional outlets as being on life support. President Trump departed China on May 15th without reaching any agreements on Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, or Taiwan. That same day, the U.S. House narrowly rejected a war powers resolution that would have ended the president's authority to resume strikes, meaning the executive branch retains full offensive authority. Netanyahu declared the conflict not over and said Iran's government has its days are numbered. Iran's foreign minister, meanwhile, appeared before BRICS nations and called on member states to unite against what he called U.S. bullying. Both sides are hardening publicly while the pause technically holds. Second, missile reconstitution. This is the most operationally significant development of the past 24 to 48 hours. Per ISW and the Critical Threats Project, citing U.S. intelligence assessments and satellite imagery, Iran has now regained access to approximately 90% of the underground missile storage and launch facilities damaged during Operation Epic Fury. Iranian crews are actively clearing debris and reopening tunnel networks at multiple sites. The primary strategic output of the February strike campaign, degrading Iran's launch capacity, is being reversed faster than expected. And this is not just a capability update. Tehran knows Washington is watching those satellites. The speed of recovery is a deliberate signal. U.S. air power did not achieve decisive effects. Third, the naval blockade. This is confirmed. CENTCOM reports 67 commercial ships redirected and 15 humanitarian vessels allowed through in its latest accounting period. The U.S. blockade has been in effect since mid-April. On the other side, Iran has partially closed the Strait of Hormuz to U.S.-affiliated commercial traffic. That means two simultaneous blockades now exist in the same theater, a situation with no modern precedent. Maritime insurance premiums for Red Sea and Hormuz transits have surged to as high as 20 times pre-crisis levels. Iran's ceasefire proposal, passed through intermediaries, demands the U.S. end the blockade and lift sanctions before any nuclear discussion begins. Washington has rejected that sequencing. Fourth, Lebanon and the wider proxy picture. IDF operations against Hezbollah remain at a sustained high tempo, confirmed by IDF statements and local Lebanese reporting through May 15th. Hezbollah is maintaining low-volume rocket and drone harassment against northern Israel, with intercepts ongoing. UNICEF reported on May 15th that Israeli strikes have killed or wounded 59 children in Lebanon in a single week, a figure generating sustained international pressure. On the Houthi front, the ceasefire with the United States, in place since May 2025, is technically still holding, but Houthi leadership is hardening its rhetoric in solidarity with the broader Iran war effort. No confirmed large-scale attack on Red Sea shipping has occurred in the last 24 hours. However, risk in the Bab el-Mandeb corridor remains elevated, and commercial vessels are continuing to reroute around the Cape of Good Hope. Here is what to watch over the next cycle. Will the U.S. or Israel respond to Iran's missile reconstitution with a new strike package, or use it as negotiating leverage? Will the Houthi ceasefire formally break down, and what triggers that decision? Watch Lebanon closely. A ceasefire has been floated, but IDF operations and civilian casualty numbers are creating a volatile environment. And watch the nuclear file. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile remains the central unresolved variable, and neither side has offered a workable sequencing formula to address it. That is your War Brief Daily for May 16th. The ceasefire is under maximum stress. Iran is rebuilding faster than expected, and the question is no longer whether this pause holds, it is when it ends and who moves first.